I have to say, optimism is in the air, isn't it? And a lot of that has to do with what I'm calling Trump's can-do cabinet. Wilbur Ross, Commerce; Linda McMahon, Small Business; Steve Mnuchin, Treasury; Scott Pruitt, EPA, amongst many others. Joining us now, former Speaker of the House and author of Treason. Now, there's a title to conjure with. His name is Newt Gingrich, and he's with us this morning. Newt, Conservatives, they've got to be happy with this cabinet, surely.
Well, I think most of them are, unless they're, so ideologically pure that nothing Trump does is ever going to please them, sort of the George Will variety, who are never going to be happy with Trump. But the fact is, this is a very businesslike, in the best sense of the word, people who are used to getting things done, serious people, people who've run big systems, and I think they're going to put their shoulder to the wheel as a team. And I know from my conversations with a number of them, they're going to have big plans starting January, and they're going to go to work to turn this rally into a reality, because it's going to take a Trump reality to sustain the Trump rally. And I think they are deeply committed to dramatic economic growth.
What's Mr. Trump doing with the left? He's had all kinds of lefties visit Trump Tower. I mean, you've had Al Gore, Rahm Emanuel, et cetera, down the line. Is he just toying with them?
Look, I think he would like to be president of all the American people. He'd like to find a way to reach across, but he's not going to give up any of his core beliefs. He's not going to give into a bunch of baloney, and he's not going to pay off his opponents. So we'll see how realistic it is. But I think in a new president-elect, it's better to be open, and if somebody wants to come see you, sit down and talk to him. I think in the case of Rahm Emanuel, it would have been very interesting if President-elect Trump had said to him, so what's your plan when you got 4,000 people shot and 700 people dead in your city? Tell me your plan. I'm very interested to see what you're going to do.
What about Speaker Ryan, who is going to Trump Tower today, we understand? Now, is that going to be a sort of a confrontation, what Mr. Trump wants and
No, look, it's going to be a continual tug of war, but not a confrontation. Paul Ryan is a very, very smart man who has spent years looking at and thinking about some of the hardest issues in American politics, including the entitlements, including balancing the budget, including rethinking the entire tax code. And so he has deep policy beliefs. They're not incompatible with Trump. I would argue, for example, that his border adjustment tax that he and Chairman Brady have in their draft is exactly what Trump wants. And would, in fact, be remarkably helpful with Mexico and China and others. So I think there's a way for them to work together. I think they want to work together. But they're very distinct figures, and we shouldn't kid ourselves. Paul Ryan comes out of a long tradition, going back to Jack Kemp. And I knew Paul. He was actually the Kemp designee sitting in with us in 1994 when we designed the contract with America. So, we've watched Paul Ryan grow for a long time. He's a great guy. He does have firm principles. He's very opinionated in some ways, but he's also a guy who has earned the respect of all of his colleagues. I think Trump will learn that he can get a lot done with Paul Ryan. They have to have honest, frank discussions. But look, they're both capable. They're both adults, and I think they're very capable of negotiating internally to get a Republican Party that's united.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for being with us again this morning. We appreciate it, sir. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.